United States President Joe Biden has arrived in Britain to deepen his relationship with the new crowned monarch, King Charles, and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Now, this meeting comes ahead of the NATO summit scheduled for the 11th of July. During this meeting with the UK leaders, Ukraine and climate change are expected to dominate the agenda. This meeting is part of the three-nation trip that will also feature NATO summit in Lithuania, aimed at showing solidarity with Ukraine in its fight against Russia, while not yet accepting Kiev as a member of the defense alliance. This is all on Joe Biden's agenda for the next few days. The NATO leadership is scheduled to meet in Vilnius this week to overcome divisions on Ukraine's push for a path. Also on the agenda are discussions surrounding an end to Turkey's block on Sweden's application, the 31 members defense alliance. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to attend the NATO summit. NATO is expected to present a package of support to Ukraine at the summit, including an upgraded cooperation body which will be known as the NATO-Ukraine Council, and a bundle of non-lethal military aid to help Kiev's armed forces to reform and reach NATO standards. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has stated that the BRICS summit, which Russian President Vladimir Putin has been invited to attend next month, will be held in person, despite an ICC arrest warrant against the Russian leader. According to Ramaphosa, and here I'm quoting him, "We are going to have a physical BRICS summit, and all of us are committed to having a summit where we will be able to eyeball each other." South Africa is the current chair for BRICS, a grouping of heavyweights that also include Brazil, Russia, India, and China. BBC suspends leading presenter who is alleged to have paid a teenager for sexually explicit photographs. As senior British politicians urged a rapid investigation, the UK's publicly funded national broadcaster was struggling to head off a worsening crisis after the Sun newspaper reported allegations that the male presenter gave a youth more than $45,000 in 2020 when the young person was 17 years old. Even though the age of consent in Britain is 16, it is a crime to make or possess indecent images of anyone who is under the age of 18. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has departed for Latvia ahead of the NATO summit. Now, that is supposed to take place in Vilnius in Lithuania in the coming days. Prime Minister's Liberal government is one of Ukraine's most vocal supporters. It has committed more than $1 billion in financial, military, humanitarian and other assistance since the Russia-Ukraine war began in February last year. Now, one of the issues that will be discussed in the NATO summit will be NATO membership of Sweden, whose accession to the alliance has been blocked by both Hungary and Turkey. New eyewitness video has surfaced on French social media, showcasing police arresting the brother of Adama Traore during a march against police brutality in Paris. The demonstration was called by the family of Adama, whose custodial death is marked each year by annual protests and marches. The video that went viral shows Yusuf Traore being wrestled to the ground by the police near a station. Argentina has inaugurated the first stage of a gas pipeline expected to quench the nation's serious energy deficit. The pipeline will carry natural gas from Vaca Muerta, which is in the west of Santa Fe province. The completion of the first stage of the gas pipeline will add 11 million cubic meters of gas per day. With the new pipeline, according to reports, the country expects to reach net zero in its energy balance in 2024 and achieve a surplus in 2025. North Korea has denounced the United States' move to deploy a nuclear missile submarine to waters near the Korean Peninsula. According to North Korea, it creates a situation that brings a nuclear conflict closer to reality. North Korean official news agency said, and I'm quoting, "It is up to future US actions whether an extreme situation arises in the Korean Peninsula region that nobody wants." The US nuclear-powered cruise missile submarine arrived at the port of Busan in South Korea last month. China launched an experimental internet satellite aboard a Long March 2C rocket from WION Satellite Launch Center on Sunday. The rocket blasted off at 7 p.m. Beijing time and sent the satellite into orbit successfully. The satellite launch marks China's 478th flight mission of the Long March carrier rocket series. A viral video of flames charring in Air Canada flight has gone viral on social media. The blaze is reported to have started after a fire department truck caught fire under the plane. As per airport's spokesperson, the fire began in the engine of the vehicle and that no flight had been delayed as a result. According to the reports, the blaze was contained within minutes, with no one sustaining injuries. Deflation risks in China heightened in June amid weak demand as consumer prices remained flat and a factory gate price fall deepened. The consumer price index was unchanged from a year earlier, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. This was below the expected rise of 0.1% and is the lowest reading since February 2021. Beijing has set a CPI target of around 3% growth for 2023. FDI, foreign direct investment data showed India's manufacturing sector has failed to capitalize on efforts by multinational companies to diversify supply chains away from China. India's manufacturing PMI did not contract in the past year, but against expectations, foreign direct investment inflows fell 22% to $46.03 billion in 2022 and 2023 amid high inflation and recessionary trends in the West. Harley-Davidson, which last week began its second innings in India by launching its most affordable bike to date in partnership with Hero MotoCorp, might use the facilities in the country to sell in other global markets. According to the company's CEO, the company's immediate priority is to strengthen local sales with the HDX 440, the motorbike Harley-Davidson has co-created with Indian company Hero. And the Indian monsoons. Torrential monsoon rains have left swathes of northern India flooded on the 9th of July. In the Dera Bassi region on the border of the states of Punjab and Haryana, at least 80 people were rescued by the National Disaster Response Force after the Ghaggar River flooded. As many as 19 people have been killed in landslides or rain-linked incidents. A yellow alert has been issued in Delhi for the next 24 hours. An orange alert has been issued for Haryana.
गुलमोहर सिटी एक्सटेंशन डेरा बस्ती यहाँ पूरा डूब चुका है।
More climate updates. New York has been hit with flash floods following a deluge that hit areas of Rockland, Putnam and Orange County. According to local television reports, almost a foot of rain fell in areas north of the city. The deluge also resulted in multiple vehicles being swept away. Police closed roads and issued a flash flood emergency, which is rare for the city. Emergency responders have warned residents to move to higher grounds and avoid travel. Farmers in Pakistan's Sindh province are experiencing significantly low yield in mangoes due to last year's floods. Producers say changing weather patterns, a result of climate change, have caused a drop in production. Exporters are expected to sell 120,000 metric tons of mangoes this year, a quantity much lower than earlier estimates. Pakistan exports its mangoes mainly to the Middle East, Europe and North America. According to scientists, weather calamities are severely affecting the cash-strapped nation that has contributed relatively little to the world's climate problem. Alright, some tech updates. Next, Meta-owned WhatsApp is releasing a redesigned sticker and GIF picker for Apple users, allowing them to easily access GIF stickers and avatars on the messaging app. Now, as per reports, WhatsApp has relocated the buttons for these GIF stickers and avatars. The users will soon see a new sticker tray above the keyboard in WhatsApp, and the supposed tray will suggest stickers related to the emoji entered in the chat bar. Additionally, WhatsApp has also made improvements to the categorization of avatar packs. Right now, the feature is only available to select beta testers. It will be rolled out to more Apple users over the coming weeks. Lebanon has unveiled its first locally made solar electric car called Lira. This marks a breakthrough in the country's automobile industry. The car runs on solar energy during the day and recharges itself at night. Now, in the absence of its solar capabilities, the car can be charged with electric batteries and does not require direct connection to the electric grid. Lebanon's Ministry of Economy and Trade has claimed that the car may assist the government in its aim to boost the economy, create jobs and attract investors. United States Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has asked the Food and Drug Administration to look into energy drink Prime, which he said is targeted at young people and has dangerously high levels of caffeine. According to Chuck Schumer, Prime has more than double the amount of caffeine than the popular energy drink Red Bull. Prime is the brainchild of social media superstars Logan Paul and KSI. Brazilian artists took to the streets of Rio de Janeiro's favelas to pay tribute to members of the LGBTQ community through an iconic festival. The festival, which is known as Noite das Estrelas or Night of the Stars, seeks to celebrate the legacy of the LGBT community movement of the 1980s and 90s in the neighborhood. The Night of the Stars festival began in the mid-1980s as part of the festivities celebrating Gay Pride Month.